Hello and welcome back. The Open Hour welcomes you once again. Today it's football. Has FIFA sold the soul of football? Welcome to this new episode of On Football. World Cup is there. It's only a few days, but the challenge remains. Today we talk about a growing concern in the world of football. Has the beautiful game slowly become a commercial product shaped by television, advertising and broadcasting giants? That's the question before us. Recent changes surrounding global football tournaments, particularly those hosted in the United States, have reignited this debate. Traditionally speaking, football has always been played in two uninterrupted halves of 45 minutes, but that's going to change. With the flow and rhythm of the game considered sacred by everybody, that particular system of having 45 minutes each was completely taken for granted and accepted. But now, commercial realities appear to be changed that particular tradition and accepted notion. FIFA is targeting delays that have quietly slowed matches for years, and the new rules have little room for interpretation. What are the new rules? Substituted players will now have just 10 seconds to leave the pitch. If they take longer, their replacement will be forced to wait an additional minute. That is very, very tough, considering the fact that all the players are required in the field. Any player who receives medical treatment on the field will be required to stay off for at least 1 minute before returning. This also, to me, it sounds very critical and very tough. VAR will be allowed to review second yellow cards and corner kick, but only in cases of a clear and obvious error. Matches may feel quicker with fewer pauses and less visible time wasted. At the same time, moments that used to pass quietly, like slow substitution or delayed throw-ins, could suddenly become very, very detrimental. All these new changes which have come in would clearly impact the FIFA World Cup 2026. Apart from this, there are many other things which actually is causing concern. Reports suggest that tournament organizers and broadcasters are increasingly accommodating the demands of the American advertising lobby by introducing longer stoppages and mandatory hydration breaks. Critics argue that this effectively transforms football into a game of resembling four halves or four quarters, similar to the American sports such as basketball or the National Football League, NFL, where frequent breaks create more opportunities for commercials and advertisements, for sponsorship revenue. This builds up the revenue, this brings in a lot of money, this adds to the capital investment. Supporters defend the move by pointing to players' welfare, raising global temperatures, and the demands of modern broadcasting hydration breaks. They argue are necessary in extreme weather conditions, especially during summer tournaments. So the rising temperatures are a problem. However, many football traditionalists remain unconvinced. They fear that commercialization and commercial interests are slowly reshaping the identity of the sport itself. Football's uninterrupted intensity, spontaneity, and emotional momentum are precisely what make it the world's most favorite game. Once advertising begins dictating the structure of the sport, many believe across the world, the soul of football is at risk. Another concern is the unequal global reach of broadcasting rights. Now, that is also a major concern because there isn't a single country which does not view football. It's the world's most favorite game, most admired game, and everybody knows which country is playing against whom because that is how it is. As the next World Cup approaches, the United States will host a large portion of the matches, But Canada and Mexico together will be home to just 26 of the record 104 games, and none past the round of 16. Yet, Mexico City's Estadio Azteca, the colossal, the iconic 90,000-seater temple of football, stands as a symbol of history. It has witnessed some of the greatest matches ever played. The 1970 semi-final where Italy beat West Germany 4-3. The 1970 FIFA World Cup final where Pelé led Brazil to a thunderous 4-1 win over Italy. And who can forget Maradona's unforgettable goal against England in the 1986 quarter-final? He called it as a hand of God, followed by the triumph over West Germany in the final. So Estadio Azteca will not be able to recreate history this time. The bigger question, therefore, is, should football evolve to satisfy commercial realities, or should the game preserve the traditions that made it globally iconic and acceptable and impactful? As money, media, and marketing increasingly dominate world sport, world football, it may soon face the greatest challenge, balancing business with identity. Let's await FIFA 2026. Thank you all for watching and listening to The Open Hour. One request, please subscribe to The Open Hour. We would be grateful for your subscription and for listening to us. Thank you so much.